Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, planted that seed. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua that be listening to the videos. I say shalom, shalom to you. This is your brother Kalak Har, coming back at you with another video. Just, it's all about the truth. It's all about the truth. What's the 100% truth? Are you teaching 100% truth? Do you have 100% truth? No, we don't know everything. Ecclesiasticus 42:17. No, we don't know everything, but the Lord ain't revealed everything to us. But at Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, it's 100% truth, yes. Ecclesiasticus 42:17, the Lord hath not given power to his saints to declare all his marvelous works, which the Almighty Lord firmly settled, that whatsoever is might be established for his glory. So, no, we don't know everything. And when I say we, I'm talking about Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar on down. I'm just a branch off Great Millstone. I follow and I believe in what's been said. So they have 100% truth. I like to say I have 100% truth as well. So let's go to 2 Timothy 3:14. 2 Timothy 3:14, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Verse 16, all scriptures are given by inspiration of the Most High, and it profits for doctrine, reproof, correction, instruction, and righteousness. Verse 17, the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. This truth is for your salvation. It's all these scriptures was written for our learning, and the man who written the scripture was the inspiration from the Most High for doctrine, reproof, correction, instruction, and righteousness. The truth is bitter. This truth is very bitter. You taste it as sweet as honey, but when you digest it and it's in your stomach, it's bitter. Continue the things thou learn. Learn this truth, Jake. Understand this truth. Ask the Lord to put the Spirit on you for understanding so you can have this truth, because there's nothing greater than it. And that's the truth. There's nothing greater on this planet Earth than this truth. Nothing can top it. Nothing can be compared to it. Don't try to. You're not going to get far. 1 Corinthians 2:14, but the natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolish unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Verse 15, but he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. Verse 16, for who have known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Hamashiach. So, when you go back to the natural man cannot receive the Spirit of the Most High, because you're not spiritual. You're the natural man in the world. The natural man goes after the flesh. He's worried about the flesh all the time. For the spiritual, like it says, for they are foolish unto him, neither can they know them, because they are spiritually discerned. He that is spiritual judges all things. So in the spirit we can judge. People like to say, don't judge me. In the spirit we can judge. We know you in the flesh. We know the Lord made you that way. So it's not like we are judging you. It's the Spirit judging you. You know, we're not the judges. We're here to relay the message of the judges, which is Yahweh and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah. You know, they're the top judges, and we're relaying his message from them. So when people say you can't judge me, you can't do that. Oh yes, sir. Yes, we can. We can judge you through the Spirit, just like it says here in 1 Corinthians 2:15. But he that is spiritual judges all things. Yet he himself is judged of no man, because you can't judge a spiritual. That's a man in his faith that has 100% truth. You can't do it. There's nothing you can do. You can, your opinion and all of that stuff. Your opinion don't matter. It's already been written. It's already been set in stone. There's nothing you can do. 1 Peter 1:13, wherefore gird up thy loins and your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought upon you at the revelation of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Gird up your loins of your mind. Get your mind conditioned and ready, for what's about to come. Be sober. That don't mean you don't have to drink anything, or no, being sober minded, meaning you're not in all of these doctrines of the world. In Colossians, I believe it says, Salakia, the different philosophies of the world according to man. You don't want to be in these different doctrines, whether it might be Islam, Christianity, Buddha, just a whole slew of distracting things in this world that, that the Lord got up and putting blinders on people, If we go to 2 Corinthians, back in Corinthians, and who was Apostle Paul talking to in Corinth, Greece? He was talking to those Israelites in Corinth, Greece. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? How that Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. But I trust that ye know that we are not reprobates. No, we're not reprobates. We have this truth and we holding on to it. We are holding on fast to it. We're not reprobates in this truth. Back to 1 Corinthians. So 14. Let's start at the 29th verse. Let the prophets speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. If anything be revealed to another that sitteth by, that the first hold his peace. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comforted. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Verse 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. All churches of the saints. All those churches Apostle Paul went to. The Lord is not the author of confusion. The prophets are subject to the prophets. That means if you were a prophet back in the day, if you had this word, if you got this word in your mouth and you're talking on this word, more than likely you was back in the day talking on this word. 100% true. There's many false prophets out there, so don't get it confused if you don't have 100% right doctrine. Because there's a lot of doctrines, even in amongst Israel. There's a lot of weird, twisted, make you feel good doctrines. This 100% doctrine don't make people feel good, only the elect, because they're going to understand it, and they're going to want to hold fast to it. Let things be done in decently and in order. That's the truth. That's how things work. Right now, the earth is out of order, because Esau Edom is running the planet. So, That's not done indecently in order. It's just not. It'll never be. It will never be. What's that? Galatians? Galatians. Start at the 15th verse. Where is then the blessedness ye speak of? For I bear you record that if it had been possible, you would have plucked out of your own eyes and had given them to me. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? You don't like to hear the truth? What's wrong with the truth? Yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction. You know, the truth is more stranger than fiction. This truth will cut you up, like it says in Hebrews 4:12. You know, we can get that next, but I wanted to get Psalms real quick. 100. This truth will cut you up asunder. For the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, Psalms 105 and verse 5. For the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. So this truth has been the foundation of all of these kingdom and worlds that's come about. You know, all of these kingdom and worlds that's come about, the truth has been residing to all generations. You know, so this truth, you can't, there's no stopping it, you know. And the elect, the hopeful elect, you know, I hope I'm part of that number. You just hope the Lord don't take the spirit away from me. You know, his name, he don't hide himself from me. You know, I know the Lord don't pull me back multiple times in this thing, you know, but he's still working with me. You know, I still have that spirit on me, even though times get a little bit, you know, in your mind try to tell you down, or your feelings try to tell you, your body try to tell you down, but you got to push past that and keep going. Ecclesiastes 30:25, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and his diet. Now, meat, what is it dealing with? It's dealing with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the hard stuff of it. And the diet, when you go into that word diet, it means a way of life. You know, a way of life, how you carry yourself, how you go about yourself. And that's truth. You know, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and how you go about yourself is, you know, the telltale. So I didn't want to make this too long, you know. I just wanted to touch a few scriptures and bring out some truth and talk about the truth, you know. There's many scriptures in here that's pertaining to the truth, you know, by the truth. Let's get that real quick before we close out. Proverbs 23. Proverbs 23 and 23. Buy the truth and sell it not, and wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of righteousness shall greatly rejoice in that, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. You know, so buy this truth and sell it not. Meaning this truth can't be sold. You can't be asking for donations and doing all of this. You know, people are free to give when they know, but you don't sell this truth. It's free. It's free if the Lord wants you to get it. But if he don't want you to get it, you're not going to understand. So, with that said, I want to say all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to you, Akim and Aqua, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Kalakar, and I will see you on the next video.